Hey Capricorn, it's your girl, Belladonna Krishana here with your mid-month reading. Thank you so much for joining me. I am very excited. Wait, hold on one second. Let me just pick up this card. I'm very excited to be here with you. I hope that your month has been really good. I know with Mercury retrograde, it could have been a little challenging. Luckily, we will be out of Mercury retrograde on Sunday. So other than I think the post shadow period or whatever that's called, I feel like we'll be pretty much good. But this has also been a time of contemplation. This has also been a time of restructuring, reworking. This has definitely also been a time of figuring out what your next steps are going to be, your next plan is going to be. And I feel like the message that I'm getting for your particular sign is that this is the time of movement. So either this period of the Mercury retrograde has either sparked the idea that it's time to move, or it has been the time that you've used to formulate your plan as to how you're going to move. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you're moving out of your place where you live, or it could. This could also mean that you have decided that it's time to move on with your job and make a plan to do that. Or it could be that you're making a plan to move from a relationship. But this has definitely been the time that has really giving you the tools, the information, the courage to be able to move forward. Um, and I specify saying moving forward because I feel like this isn't just a movement. This is something that it's time to move up. It's time to move to the next level. So let me go ahead and pick some cards and we'll go ahead and start talking about it. So, okay. So three cards here from the first series, the first part. If you haven't watched my videos before, hold on, it's like dog hair or something. If you haven't watched my videos before, how this typically goes is I pull three cards from my kind of more esoteric deck, which gives kind of an overall energy, and then we get into a little bit more detail slash a little bit more of like what's to come, etc. with my other cards. So, okay. All right. So, we have the Eight of Scepters, and this is the card of completion. This is the card of you now know that whatever in this particular deck, this is the card of completion. And you know that whatever cycle that you were in, whatever energies that you had kind of been holding on to, or whatever, you know that has come to an end now. Whatever you had to learn from that particular part of your life, whatever you had to learn from that particular cycle, that is now it's now done. It's now time to move forward. This is also the card definitely of movement. You can kind of see that there's a sort of this kite with all of these it's a spark, it's a spark of energy, and then we have all these circular movements. And so in a lot of areas of your life, it may not just be one. Maybe this is just the period of time, but this is definitely movement and completion. So we have the Six of Scepters here. We have the Six of Scepters here. And these are several energies over a card, and this guy looks like he's pretty victorious. Now, this could mean that, and like I said, this is an esoteric deck. So this can definitely mean more so that you have gained more skills and more knowledge. You've gained the skills and knowledge that you've needed to be able to build in the future. This could also mean that you're going to be acquiring those skills in the next month to be able to really build things the way that you want to. Really taking a hard look at certain truths that perhaps you need to come to terms with. Perhaps also coming to terms with coming to terms with the fact that movement is necessary, and especially if you're moving upward, you're only getting better, versus kind of this idea of I'm moving because because things were so shitty in my past or whatever. It's just time. This is just an element of time, and in the future you'll find yourself being able to take all the things that you have thought and that you've learned, to really be able to process them. But this is definitely a good card to see here in this particular deck. So we also have the Devil card, and the Devil card is actually the Capricorn card. This also can indicate that you're feeling a need for a little bit more structure. Yeah, you're feeling a need for a little bit more structure is what I'm hearing. You're also feeling a need to find a way to manage. So something about finding a way definitely to manage better in the future. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the other cards in the other deck, and I'm going to tell you what I see here. Now, the Devil card is funny because there is definitely a lot of other interpretations. The other interpretation would be, that you hold the keys to your own freedom. Also, this is the card of a warning of being careful of you're putting yourself in a place of bondage to other things or other people. And so when I read cards, I read it based off of the information that comes to me directly, and not necessarily off of a standard ideal. Most of the time. Sorry, I have all these cards that just fell. I'm going to pause this and get these cards real quick. Hold on. Are we back? We're back. Okay. So, the cards just fell. Anyway, so yeah, so I read them based off of the energies that I'm feeling and the information or the words that I hear in the process of doing these readings. I don't usually, it's not my style, even doing private readings, to just present the standard version, because I feel like sometimes the standard version is just too generic on some level. So, that's why I do it. All right, we got a couple more cards. So just to let you know, I am running a special on readings for the month of April, basically until May 1st. So if you would like to get a reading from me, go ahead and send me an email, or send me send me an email or a message. I don't know if you can message through YouTube. I've never done that, and I'm not really technologically savvy. I'm kind of yeah, I'm not that technologically savvy. So, But anyway, so I feel like this card wants to come out. So yeah, you can message me on that, and also, like I said, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I appreciate you doing it, and I appreciate being able to sit here and and do these readings for you. So anyway, so the first card we have, I just drew the card. So the first card we have is the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, Five of Pentacles in reverse. And so I feel like this is talking about you moving from a place of working under a lot of pressure, or you're moving from a place of working from a lot of anxiety about where things are going. I feel like you have chosen to find your own clarity, because with the place that you were in was perhaps a little bit too uncertain. Too uncertain, I would feel. The place that you were in was too uncertain, and sometimes instead of just like falling under this spell of constantly being in a state of worry and constantly being in a state of depression and etc. for where you were, you've chosen to actually move forward. We have the Four of Cups. So that movement forward wasn't easy, and sort of leaves you in sort of a place of feeling a bit emotionally stuck, not really knowing where to go, not really knowing what to do necessarily. Um, but also at the same time, you have everything being presented to you. So you might have an opportunity with, let's say it's in your love life, a new lover that's come in, and perhaps you haven't really been paying attention because you've been stuck in a certain place. Or maybe it is, with a new job, or with a job in general, and you're like, well, I've been where I've been, and you're kind of mourning the loss of that, and yet not really looking at the fact that a new opportunity has been presented or is about to be presented. Or perhaps you even have new tools or new skill sets that can really be applied to going in a different direction. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse, and I believe this sort of represents you as well. The Queen of Cups in reverse, that is definitely talking about, kind of being, sorry, I just had this I have not tied this, and it like hit the back of my like ankle and just freaked me out. Anyway, so we have the uh Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Queen of Cups in reverse is talking about, your emotional state not really being really balanced right now. In whatever movement that you're making, perhaps you're not entirely balanced yet. I feel like that will come. We have the Moon card that comes up next, and I believe this is actually talking about clarity in this particular case. That not everything is clear, but there are certain aspects about what's happening right now that are clear to you, and you have found some sort of clarity with. And so now the process is that you need to balance your emotions and be able to move forward in the best possible way, and not move forward in a sort of dependent fashion, or not move forward in a sort of um it's like when you break up with somebody, and it's like the best way to get over somebody is to be on top of somebody else. Some people say that, and that's entirely not true. The best way would be to go through the process of healing, and go through and finally get yourself to a place where you are ready. And this could also be talking about, even from a less sort of dramatic standpoint, this could just be talking about the point of, it's you're not ready yet, and you need to work to get ready. So we have the Magician card that comes up, and this is saying you have all the tools you need. You have every tool available. This is the Magician. There's all the tools available for him to be able to not only move forward, but to also move forward in the way of which he feels like um, his future is going to be brightest. Also, and this kind of came up for me too, a lot of times in the well of desire, in the well of, what is it that I want, in the future, and things like that. A lot of times we have to separate, especially as earth signs, you have to really separate your wants and desires from the wants and desires that other people want you to have, versus your personal wants and desires. You also have to separate your wants and desires that you personally want from like emotional needs, or a substantial, or not substantial, but financial needs, and things like that, and just kind of like move at the Magician goes to the beat of his own path. He doesn't do things the way that everybody else does them, and that needs to be okay. And a lot of times for earth signs, being such creatures of structure, that becomes rather difficult to discern. And so right now would be a good time for you, or I feel like this is going to happen regardless, but I feel like probably before mid-month May, you're going to come to a place where you see all the tools you have and realize that it goes in a completely different direction than you thought it was going to, or expected it to. And you kind of need to be okay with that. You need to be okay with that, because that is going to be a higher expression of the use of the tools that you have available. And then we have the Ace of Rods, and this is going to be right around mid to end May. And this is saying that there are new opportunities blooming. There are new things starting. This is the rod, this is you putting your will to manifest. This is this. And then this is also these little flowers that are blooming and blossoming, and they will come to fruition in due season. And so that is what I got for you. I hope this reading was helpful. I definitely, like I said, I enjoy reading for you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.